How to sell wine from home, coming up next. In this video, I'm going to share 6 ways that you can sell wine from home. And the 2 criteria that I'm using are, 1, you don't need to leave the house to do it unless you want to. And the other is you need to be able to actually make money from this. Of course, before I get into the 6 ways you can make money selling wine from home, the question always comes up, is this legal? And so I want to give you just a little bit of advice. It really depends on your state. So it depends on the state that you live in. You may need to check with the Alcoholic Beverage Commission for your state. So if you live in Texas, I would Google Texas ABC. If you live in Virginia, type Virginia ABC or alcohol beverage, and you can usually get to the rules for your state. But generally you don't. If you're not going to have any inventory and you're not going to be physically handling the product, which you probably won't, then you're not really going to have much of a problem. And depending on the state, some kind of license might be required, but in most cases not. So just check those 3 things. Look at the laws for your state, see if any licenses are required, and just remember, if you're not going to handle product or hold inventory, then you really don't need to mess with licenses and all of that. Now be sure to stick around to the end of this video because I'm going to share a short list of things that you're going to need to be successful selling wine from home. Without further ado, let me jump into the list of 6 ways to do it. Number 1 on the list is join a direct sales company. I'm going to put the examples of these companies up on the screen. I'm also going to put links to each one of them in the notes of this video so you can check them all out thoroughly. One of the best things about joining one of these direct sales companies is they provide a tremendous amount of training and support. So if you're starting from scratch and you've never really had a job selling wine, this could be a marvelous way to enter the business. So I highly recommend you check out all of these and see which one seems right to you. The second way you can sell wine from home is get a job that allows you to work remotely. And I suggest you go to winejobs.com. When you get there, you'll be able to see which jobs are remote and which ones are not. Now, you're going to be looking for a sales job mostly, but there are other jobs in the wine business that pay pretty well that allow you to work from home, especially in the digital advertising area. But getting a job in the wine business where you can work from home, the best place is to look for that is winejobs.com. I'll put a link in the description if you need it. The third way to sell wine from home is to work for a broker as an inside sales rep. Now this is fairly new because of the pandemic, people working from home, people ordering wine online. There's never been more activity like that than there is right now. So working for a broker, and usually these are commission-only jobs, but the commission is really good and there's no ceiling on how much you could make. I'll put a link in the description of a good example of a company that does this, and you can check them out. So working for a wine broker as an inside sales rep is another good way to sell wine from home. The fourth way you can sell wine from home is to become an influencer. And what you'll need is a very large following on Instagram, typically. And once you reach a certain amount of following, people will pay you to feature a wine on your feed. This is quite common, and I'm going to put a few links of some of my favorite influencers in the notes of this video so you can check out their feed and see how these influencers are getting paid and see what they're doing to build up their audience. Now this will take a while for sure, but it's a marvelous way. I've seen many people start from scratch and build up an audience, and when the audience is high enough, they'll be able to make money just talking about wine on their feed. This is a wonderful way to sell wine from home. You're kind of selling it indirectly, but it's very lucrative if you're able to build up that audience. And really, one of the best things to do is just see how other people are doing it and go do likewise. Now, the fifth way to sell wine from home is to start an email newsletter and slowly build up your subscriber base. So let's say you publish a weekly newsletter where and this could go in any number of directions, but the idea is to make it interesting enough where people want to join your email list so that they can get that weekly newsletter. If you don't want to do a weekly newsletter, maybe every other week or once a month. But newsletters are powerful ways to build an audience. And then once you have your audience, you can use your email marketing to put offers in front of these people or to become an affiliate marketer. Now that's kind of, some of these overlap, being an influencer, having an email newsletter, being a wine sales broker. A lot of these can overlap for sure. But while we're talking about your email newsletter, a great thing to co-join with this is to become an affiliate, which means that your affiliate company will give you a link. You use that link in your email, and whenever someone clicks on that link, you will automatically get credit if they end up buying anything. One of my favorite wine companies that does this is Boxed, B-O-X-T. And I'm going to put a link in the description so you can check out their affiliate program. But if you combine a really popular newsletter and an email audience, hundreds of subscribers, with your affiliate link where you can talk about wine and recommend wine, and you don't have to limit yourself to just one wine company. You can even sell wine accessories or wine preservation systems. There's all kinds of ways you can get into affiliate marketing, but you really need that email newsletter base as a foundation of being able to get commissions on these affiliate products. The sixth way to sell wine from home is to start an online wine business. Now, there's several different prototypes or examples of this. I'll put some links in the description below to kind of show you what I'm talking about here. But there's all kinds of ways to do this. You'll need a website. You'll need to be able to drive traffic to that website. You'll have to learn a little bit about SEO. But there are some very successful wine businesses that were started from somebody's house. They didn't even leave the house to start a very lucrative wine business. So you can do recommendations, affiliate marketing. You can even actually sell wine off your site. So the barrier to entry is really low, much lower now than it used to be for starting an online wine business. So the way to start this out is to look at examples of other people who are doing it, and I'll provide those examples in the notes below. Okay, so what are you going to need to be able to sell wine from home? Well, I've got a list of 6 things here that I would take a serious look at. Make sure you're able to do these 6 things, and then you're well on your way. So the first thing is you need a computer with a fast internet access and possibly a simple website. A lot of times you can get by without a website. If you use a tool like MailChimp, you can build a landing page that looks like a website, and most of what you want your website for is to enroll people to your email list. Regardless of the business that we've talked about already, you're going to want to have an email list. So having either a simple website that collects email address or a landing page inside your email software, MailChimp can do this, HubSpot can do this. So those are the minimum of what you need to get set up for this. The second thing is you're going to need a lot of discipline, and you're going to need a lot of organization. You get out of this what you put into it. So you're going to have to give yourself a schedule and stick to it. You're going to have patience and tenacity, and you have to be really, really organized. A lot of people are looking for the get rich quick, press the easy button, make money from home. Anyone who's making money from home will tell you it's a lot of work, but it's also very satisfying work. So you'll need discipline and organization for sure. The third thing is you'll need some kind of foundational wine knowledge. Now, you do not need to be an expert. You do not need to have all kind of higher level certifications. Those are all great. The more of them you have, the better, but you don't need it. You just need a basic foundational knowledge. And I'm going to put a few links in the description for some great sources to go to get this foundational wine knowledge for a very little cost. But my big message here on point number 3 is you don't need to be an expert. You just need to have enough knowledge to be able to launch your online home business for selling wine. The fourth thing is you're going to need an audience. Anytime you're going to be able to sell wine from home, you need an audience. Now, that audience could be on social media. It could be in the form of an email list. It could be a following on LinkedIn. The larger your audience, the more people you're going to be able to put your offers in front of. So starting from day one, have the mindset that I'm going to need to build an audience. And the best way to build an audience is to consistently share valuable content. Post shareable content, and you will build an audience over time. So having an audience is really essential for having this business at home where you're going to sell wine. The fifth thing is affiliate partners. I mentioned this earlier. My favorite one of these is Boxt, B-O-X-T. I'll have a link in the description. But a lot of people don't realize, and there's probably a lot of affiliate marketers out there watching this video that don't realize you can do this for wine. But if your passion is wine and you want to learn to be an affiliate marketer, there are wine companies that do this. And I would start with Boxt. You can always add on other affiliate products later, especially wine accessories, glassware, all kind of cool things that you can put alongside it. So you'll need some affiliate partners no matter what you do to sell wine at home, because it's just an extra stream of cash flow for you. And the last thing, the sixth thing you're going to need is licenses, if your state requires licenses. So I mentioned this earlier in the video. Go to the Alcoholic Beverage Commission for your state. There's probably a forum where you can ask questions. Just make sure you check it out. In most cases, you won't need a license, but depending on the state that you're in, you'll want to do your due diligence and check this out first. So there you have it, 6 ways to sell wine from home. What a wonderful way to make a living, selling wine in your pajamas. So if you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing, because I want you to be alerted every time I put out a new video. Thank you for watching, and good selling to you.